All right, what's up, everybody? For those of you that are on the overview, welcome. And for those of you that aren't, you're at work, whatever, that's the reason why I'm going to do this weekly overview. This is the first one. I know we promised some in the past, but if you are a trader and you've been studying, or if you've been knowing how the markets are, we know that right now the markets, it's an election year, so right now the markets are super rangy. So I'm just going to look at a few pairs. The pair I have up right now is the Euro Canadian pair, or ECAT. So right now the weekly has started out pretty bullish. Let's go to monthly. The monthly is going sideways. Daily is also going bullish. So this is a good sign. What I love about Hakanashi is that Hakanashi always shows the trend. So if you look at where I've already drawn my fibs at, the 50% mark, it's already taken off from there on the daily. Today is Monday, so that was Sunday, and this was Friday. So Hakanashi always shows you that the market is trending, but let's go to the regular candlesticks and see how it looks on there as well. And as you can tell, it's already trending. Price is right here. So this is a major zone area. This is just an old, get rid of this. You can tell the market's been ranging for a very long time. So this right here is a major zone. And you can do one or two things. Some of you that have learned from myself and Amanda, you know how to do this, but if you don't, I'll just give you a little taste. Put this right here. I always go to my line chart, make sure I'm marking things up correctly. All right, gonna go there. Go to 4 hour as well. And you can kind of play with it. Make sure that your support and resistance lines, and we see a lot of support and resistance on this. If you wanted to, I mean, I put it there, but some people would probably put it where price is right now. But I like it right here because there is a little bit more activity right here. So I'm gonna put it about right there. They always just go through the other time frames just to confirm to see if that is a major zone or whatever. So another way, so you put your support and resistance lines there. Now I'm gonna go back to my daily. And what I like to do next, you guys, is I'll take my zone and I'll just do it right here. And I put my zone as tight as I possibly can on this line right here. Just shrink it because, and then I'm gonna take this support and resistance line away. And then I'm gonna go back to my 4 hour. And now if you see, we have a nice little zone in this area. Zones are cool because I try to get it as small as I possibly can, because that way you can also, if you like your support and resistance line, you can just do it like that. Still a zone. And see, I like to keep my charts as clean as possible. So right here, you see it's hitting the support and resistance line. Like right here is support, resistance, everything. So it's gone back down to the support and resistance line. Now let's go to the Hakanashi candle. And you can see right here, it's played in this zone. Look, it's gone up, it's gone above, gone up. So what I'm looking for this pair to do for the rest of the week, I always like to wait for Tuesdays, but the market changes every single day. So what I'm looking at right now is for this week, if you are buying this pair, you should be safe. I would look for a good entry to get in. Like right now would probably be a good entry point. if you were to get into this pair. Another thing you can look at, if you look at the smaller time frames, you can also see that it is trending up. So it's trending up right here, but don't get fooled because overall, right? Look at that. You blow it up, you zoom out a little bit, it is a downtrend. So just creating another lower high situation. And remember, look, it came down and dropped. You just gotta follow market structure. So this right here to here, lower high situation, lower high situation. Now, if you wanted to take your trend line and do like this, you could. I like my trend line a little thick, as you can tell. Some people like theirs a little bit smaller. I always go to the line chart when you're marking things up. It makes it way easier for you. So point A to B, take it right there if you want. Now, if you're gonna buy this thing, it's probably gonna come up to here. Remember, the 4 hours is a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see that. Zoom in, sorry. I'm gonna do this, and as you can see right here, we don't know how this 4 hour candle is gonna be, but like I said, if you look at the daily, look at the weekly. Look, the weekly is touching this candle, so price could push up a little bit more. Let's go to regular candlesticks. Same thing, price can push up a little bit more, possibly to here. But if you look at the monthly, this is really important. It is moving sideways, which means that it's going into a consolidation phase. So if price range, and that just means price could be ranging on the lower time frames. That's all that means, and you can tell. So we looked at the monthly. Look at this. It's been going down, been going up. Swing high, swing low. It's going to hit this trend line again. Look, hit this trend line. It's probably going to come back down here. But I say that if you want to put in a buy for the rest of this week, it's probably a good sign that it's going to come up here to this area before it comes back down, which is the reason why I have my fibs drawn out this way. So you can also remove that if you wanted to, and then do it like this as well. And you want to go from this month is October. So if you want to do it like this, you can do it like this as well. But you just want to still go from the highest point to the lowest point, in my personal opinion. If you want to go from current price to there. And this is what I love. You see this? Even if you, like I was saying, look, 50% mark right here. It can come up to the 61.8, which is always a retracement, which is where this trend line is. So it can come up here and then make its way back down. So a lot of people still think that this thing is ranging up, and I see why you would say that, because if you do like this, if you take that trend line and draw it like this, and try to go to 4 hour when you're drawing your trend line, in my opinion. You take it from here. Take it from there to there. And if you just take it to right there, you know that while this thing is ranging, this is a good sign, because if you take it to the 23% mark, look at this. When you charting, if things don't, you can't make things up. You can't make price up. So this is just price action at its finest. It's going to come down to this 23% mark, and then possibly range back in here before it has a breakout. And I'm guessing that the euro dollar is still kind of going down. So I'm just, like I said, overall, I feel like this is still a downtrend overall, the big picture overall. But look, it's just been ranging. So just because you see a double top here, it will eventually probably go down. And let's see. I like to look at and see if price has to fill anywhere on here. Let's see if price has to fill anywhere. Doesn't really have to fill anything. It could have hit its support and stuff like that. This could have been a low point back in May, and now it's just been climbing. But remember, it could be making a lower high situation instead of a high. I mean, right now, if you take the trend line from there, if you're on the larger time frame, that this could become a higher low situation, which is okay because remember, I said it could come back down here. So right now, I'm just going to say that if you're looking at this week, go ahead and buy Euro CAD. If you're looking at it for this week, because right now the weekly is heading bullish. So, all right, and that will be hello, if you miss, I think that was Miss Watkins that just joined. Is that right? Yeah. So we just went over Euro CAD. This is going to be posted, so you can go back over the video for that first one. But just for sake of time, I'm gonna go over ACAD now. So that first pair was oh, and just so you know, you just joined. So I'm looking at a buy for it. Look for us to call a buy. If we do call a sell, that's because overall it is a downtrend. But right now, things are it's kind of trending up. I'm looking for it to come at least to here in this area. But if it doesn't move yet, it could just continue its way down. So those are my analysis on there. So I'm gonna go to ACAT, the Aussie Canadian pair. All right, so same thing. Everything has been ranging up. I'm gonna go to the daily time frame. So if you look at the daily, since 2009, 2008, it's been climbing. So you can say that, okay, it climbed, it went back down here. So the first thing I would do, you guys, if I'm marking this up, is I would take my support and resistance line and I'll just stick it right there because that's what price currently is. And then just go back and kind of play with it, see if you learn through us, you know that I back test like a beast all the time. So I'm gonna go here and just stick that line there for right now. Like to go on the 4-hour now, and then let's just see like what it's been doing. And it's been kind of staying above this line since it's gone there. So I'm gonna move that back down. Same thing. So it's been kind of ranging up. Let's go daily, see if we get a clearer picture. Okay. And see, whenever you see this happen, just pull it out, zoom out a little bit, go back over there, and try to get your support and resistance line. Try to get it wherever you possibly can. This is like a nice support and resistance area, so I always like to play with it. And you see, we're all the way back here in 2009 again, because it hasn't hit this area in a while. I mean, let's see. Yeah. So it went back down and it passed it. So what I do when I see this is I'll take another support and resistance line and I'll stick it there, because it's some type price is struggling right there for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go back and then look, it lines up a little bit, right? So you can kind of play with it, put it there, and then let's see, go back here. So support and resistance lines, they are subjective, but zones aren't. And the reason why we like to put the support and resistance line is because that give us a basis of where price is currently functioning at, which is the reason why we're going to take this. I'm going to take my rectangle, and now I'm just going to put a zone, put a nice little tight zone here. Now, the reason why I do this on a larger time frame, you guys, is because it's easier to do it on a larger time frame, because you don't want to, go to a lower time frame and then stretch this thing all the way out. As you see, this is, it goes back to like 2005, right? This pair started in 2004. So now let's go to the daily, and let's go to the 4-hour. And you see everything is lining up. Now what I like to do, because I like to keep my charts clean, I possibly can, I remove the support and resistance line, because I know that that's still some type of zone. Remember, like my wife says when she teaches, zones price normally either goes through the zone, plays in the zone a little bit, or it go away from the zone. So as you see here, look, it went away from the zone, but then it hit another zone. So it said, oops, and it turned back around. But then it realized, oh crap, I'm in this zone. Oh shit, I'm in this zone, right? So then it kept going up. So it went up to find a new zone or price currently is. So what you can do now is you take another support and resistance line and just take it and put it right here. Okay. Because we know that there is some type of prices playing around right there. And I'm gonna just take it right there. You see where it started right here? This is what's real cool. You can actually put it there and now just look at it from left to right. Now, if you don't want to do another one, just clone that, take it, move it up. And then you can go here and you can take away the support and resistance line. Now let's go to the 4-hour. And let's go to the regular candlesticks and let's see what this thing is doing. So I'm gonna remove my fibs. All right. And I'm going to look at that. And I think I marked this up because I did some type of I did a point of ordinance. So price right here, it shot up, went through it, came up through here, came back down. So it's respected this average price area right here. See, and then that was back in from when I drew it. Okay, when I found it, that was back in like 2008. No, I mean 2018. So now we move over. Same thing, came up. So what I'm guessing, you guys, and just looking at the daily and looking at the weekly, zoom out so you can kind of see the overall picture. It's come up, it's respecting price now, right? But it's already been down here. So what I'm looking at is it probably wants to continue to go up a little bit. So let me go here on the weekly. The weekly is heading sideways and it says going down. But look that's what I was just saying on the daily. It looked like it's gonna go up, and we have some guidelines. You can go to the average price right here. Babe, what do you think this is gonna do? Because this was one of your pairs. This is AUD CAD. Yeah. So my wife and I are in agreement. It's definitely a buy. So if you were to enter a buy right now, The daily, you'll be fine right now, because it is trending up. Let's look at the other candlestick to see. The day just got started. Today is a new day, but if you guessing from the trend, this would be a good place to enter if you were to enter and then go up. Um, and right here, go to 4 hour. Same thing, start trending up. So let's go to the weekly. I mean, the weekly is bullish as well, but if you go to Heikin-Nashi, the weekly is moving sideways, but remember, Heikin-Nashi always shows you where a trend ends and where it begins. So if you know Heikin-Nashi like I do, and like anybody that's learned from us, this just means that this rejected, which means if you go to the regular candlestick, a new trend is probably starting. So remember, it runs away from the zone. So I'm looking forward to go up as well, just like the wife said. So what's today's date? October 26th, right? So, oops, sorry, you guys. I don't know why this thing does this sometimes. Where's a cat? Oh, chart. Okay. Take my fibs. I'm go from this point right here, from this lowest point. I'm gonna just go to this high, this recent high. All right, let's go to candlesticks. You see, there's been some wick rejections right on the 23% mark. And then look how it lines up. If you bought from the 50% line right here, you should be in some profit. Same thing on the 15-minute. You got to figure out where you want to enter at. I mean, different time frames, 15 to 1 hour. So if you would have bought this yesterday, I think we didn't actually call this, but you were looking at it, right? Sunday, yeah. If we would have gone ahead and called this, she was actually right, because it has gone up to this area. But the first couple of days are always shaky, so you always want to just kind of. That's why I always chart really on Tuesdays, but I'm gonna start charting this on Mondays just to give you guys like an outlook on what I'm thinking. But just based off this weekly, even though this is going into, it looks like a consolidation point, and I can totally tell because look, this trended up, that rejected down, came this way, now it's moving sideways. Now remember, the lower time frames have to catch up. So right now it's starting to consolidate, but I think if you were to buy this just based off the regular candlesticks, if you were to buy this, I mean, at least to here, you'll be fine, or at least back up to this average price, the average price of Orton, TP2 area, 96239. I think you will be fine. And she may even call this trade tonight or tomorrow. So just stay tuned. All right. I'm gonna go to UCAD real quick, just kind of show you guys what we were seeing, because I know a couple of people in the group asked us this. So, okay, so UCAD, we did a buy on UCAD, and we didn't have we probably could have stayed in it, but it also started rejecting. So let me show you guys where we entered. So the 131561 area, 131561, like right there. Oh, 131. Is that where I enter? Yeah, 561. Bam. Can't even get like that. Okay, that's cool. So, all right, same thing. Support and resistance line. I'm gonna go to my line chart. Whenever you're charting, do this. It's, it's pretty spot on. Yep, that's exactly where I entered that. So I'm gonna take my zone. I'm gonna stick it right here. Now, I know I just said go to the larger time frames, and some people may ask, okay, well, why are you doing on the 4 hour? Because I can see what's going on. Sometimes when it's like ranging like ACAD was, you want to go to a larger time frame because it's just a bunch of mess. This has pretty good market structure, which is pretty dope. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, um, now I'm gonna go ahead and draw my fib out. Oops. So, all right, I'm gonna take it right there because this hadn't happened yet. Okay, so I'm gonna go there. Now, um, those of you that have learned, it's only two of you right now, but most of the people that have learned from us, Anthony knows, for example, that remove that. Sorry. Well, I had my support and resistance line right there. So when you're drawing your fibs out, you're taking it from this area right here. Now, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you just take it from there? I always go with current prices. Normally, when I'm doing it, try to go with current prices. Now, if I'm looking more long term, I'll do it like this most of the time, and I'll take it right here. And as you see, you can tell, I'm still not that far off from where my entry was. My 50% mark is actually right on where my entry was. So, but you can go where price currently was right there. And then let's just go to the regular candlesticks. Now, show you what I was looking at. So the weekly right here started doing this, but let's go to the regular candlesticks. This is what I saw. I saw that it was bullish. And remember, you gotta study Heikin-Ashi a little bit more. But whenever you see a trend on Heikin-Ashi and it started trending down, it did some rejection right here. So this is a zone as well. I'm not gonna draw it for sake of time, but this is also a zone. So when you see it rejecting in the zone and see is a zone there, right? So it rejected, price rejected up away from that zone. Go here on the regular candlesticks. And then look, it went away from the zone. It's a larger candlestick, but let's just go to the 4 hour now. Look what it did. So when we called the trade for you guys and you would have gotten in, just based off of what we had, I'm gonna do a long position here, take it. I think we did a 20 pip stop loss. Is that right? Did we do a 20 pip stop loss? Yeah. We did a 20 pip stop loss. So I did it right here. And I had a couple questions today because we told people to take profit, or I mean, we had our take profit in at the 13193 area. Let me go 3193. Okay, so if you see this, the reason why I had it there is because when, and it's a lot that goes into it. So um, if you see this right here, the reason why I had it like this because I wasn't really sure. So on the weekly, it's going sideways. I knew, and when trades go sideways, there's only two of y'all on here right now, so this way I'm able to. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm just gonna unmute. Huh? Okay. I did the UCAT. Well, when I'm looking at the weekly, right, I knew it was going sideways, but if you look at the 1 hour chart, I knew that coming from this area right here, that it was going to be able, you're going to catch some pips. I mean, I was right, right? So, but the reason why I told you to take profit right here is because I knew that this also, I'm going to clone this and just move it up. Look, it's another zone. So I knew that price was going to struggle in this zone. So you either put a TP1 there. I could have put the TP here, but this can also be my TP2 area. But I was real unsure because in the beginning of the week, what the market makers like to do is they like to trap people. The real moves don't happen until after Tuesday. So right here, I knew that it was going to be a situation where you can take profit if you wanted to. Now, look, it's starting to create a situation where it's probably going to continue up. But my job for you guys is to secure profit. So if you that went, how many pips was that? About 50 pips. Yeah, it went 50 pips. So if you would have put in the standard, you would have made $500. Okay. If you would have put in two standards, you would have made $1,000. So if you put in a 0.1, you made about what, $50? Yeah. So, all right. So that's what happened with UCAT. Do you guys have any questions?
I don't. But I do want to say I did starting to notice now that you bring it up on the weekly. I was noticing on the 15, whenever trend would change on the Hakanashi, a doji would print. But now that I hear you saying it on the weekly, it makes sense to start looking for a different direction because now it's about to change. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. It makes sense. That means that you're learning. So that and that's good. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, because the market is ranging and it's going to range until the election. Now, what's real cool is that, like, you know this, Anthony. We You can't make this stuff up. I drew the zone, and look, it's a zone. This is a whole zone. So you can't make price action up, which is really cool. That's why I love trading. It's one of my favorite things on a planet to do. All right, so we're gonna look at EU next. Um, so let's go to EU. All right, and so what do we have EU doing? Yeah, because you told me to look at that. Yeah. All right. So what's real cool is that I have EU kind of marked up already. Now, if you guys, Anthony, you know me. So look, I have a lot of parasites. I just mark up everything. I mean, this is what you gotta do if you're gonna become a trader, man. You gotta just start marking stuff up. You gotta start finding pairs. So let's go back to EU. It doesn't mean you have to trade them. Just you're a lot of trading, a lot of Forex is the process, the journey. If you can get in and make 20, 50 pips, do it, man. But a lot of the journey is doing exactly what I'm doing, just charting and waiting, and especially because of this election. I mean, it's been ranging for a while. I mean, it's been ranging since August. Look, bam. So um all right, let's look at this. So this has been in a drop in a down trend for a while, ever since September 1st. Yeah, I have it right there. I'm gonna take it, and I think this is when I marked this up because I marked it up on the monthly. That's the reason why it looks like this. But um, let's go to the daily time frame now. And go back. What's real cool about this is that the daily hasn't even started, but if I'm a betting man and it's starting down here, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's gonna go down. You said a sell, right? Yep. So I'm looking at it to go down. And then if you look, Hakanachi has already started to do that. Price is already, so if you were to do what we always talk about, right? And you were to take, your zone and you were to stick it in this area somewhere, right? Now, when you've been trading, for a while and you've been doing charts, you can kind of almost assume and guess. So I'm gonna go here and I'm going to take this, yep, and I'm gonna move it about in this area right here because it looks like a good area. Now I'm gonna go back here and you look, prices rejected all through here, through this zone. So on the Hakinachi, you can tell price has been rejecting this zone, is trying to stay away from it. So it's like, man, look, I'm tired playing with you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and it's probably gonna move sideways. Let me look and see. So yes, look, it is moving sideways. So it's gonna range for a little bit. So it might drop down here and then go back up, but drop back down here to this next support and resistance line or this next zone area, right? So if you're wanting to trade, move this down. If you're wanting to trade EU, we have it going down. She's probably going to call that today or tomorrow. I normally say stay away from the majors, especially since the election is happening. But we're trying to give you guys a little bit of money. That's why we call UCAT. So don't expect the big, large moves until after the election. If we can give you 20 pips here, 30 pips here, if you're under leveraging now, it's all up to you on how much money you want to make. And you got to look at it like this. If you start your account, I'm going to tell you this straight up. If you start your account with $100, you might as well just don't trade. I mean, especially in this market. If you start with $500, you're getting up there. But I would just say, um, if you are experienced, yes, you can take $500 or $100 and start growing it. But if you're inexperienced, man, start with $1,000 and then just kind of put in point ones, which is $1. And then if you catch, 20 pips, that's $20. So 10 cent, point one, move it over, it's $1. So that'd be $20. You do that every single day, for 5 days, you've made $100, right? Now, as your confidence starts getting up and the higher it gets and the better it gets, um, you will start to put in higher lot sizes, and if you have $1,000 account, I would just do like a point 0.3, point 0.4. And now if you catching 20 pips, you're making $80. You're making $80 and you do that, times 5, you make $400 for that week. So that's what I would be trying to do. It's always people don't realize how rich, or I always talk about being a profitable trader or being a a what's the word I'm looking for? A no, a profitable trader or a financially free trader, right? Where this can literally pay your bills. You don't have if you this is the way I look at it, and I tell my family this and everybody this because I say, look, if you're working at a job, now I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, but if you are looking, I mean, if you're working at a job and you're making 2,500 to 3 grand a month, right? I just literally showed you a way. Like I said, if you start your account with $1,000 and you would have caught, the 50 pips and you would have put in, point two, which is $2 per pip, right? And you catch those 50 pips, right? You now made $100. So if you do that 5 times, right? If you do that 5 times, just catching 20 pips, and you having that kind of lot size in, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. If you put a point two in and you catch 50 pips, right? And you're doing that every single day, you can catch 50 pips in the market every single day. Most people say, no, you can't. Well, let me show you something real quick. I'm just gonna take my thing and just every single day, and I'm just gonna look at EU. EU moved 81 pips that day. That was on the 21st. What day was the 21st? That was on Wednesday last week. So on Thursday, look what EU did. It moved 30 pips, right? So let's just say you traded Wednesday and Thursday. That's pretty good week to catch some pips, right? So you call 80 that first day, 31 the next day. And let's just say that you said, okay, you had $1,000 in your account and you just put in a 0.35. So $3.50, right? You would have made $388 last week. Now, let's just say you do that consistently for the next 3 weeks, right? The next 3 weeks you do that. That's 4 times 4. You made $1,500 extra. Now you can't quit your job yet, but now you're starting to see the power of just catching the pips. The money will come, but if you just start catching your pips and just start upping your lot sizes as you get comfortable, then you will start making money you will start making money and you'll start saying, okay, or if you really like your job, like we have a young lady that's in the Signal group. She loves her job. It's her career. She loves it. She makes very good money, and she says, "Hey, trading is the extra stuff she can do for her and her family. She can go to Disney World, when she makes $2,500. It was kind of crazy because she found us during the pandemic because she had lost her job. They furloughed her, and she started doing this, and we helped pay her. Actually, she was on my trading view. She got on my trading view because I was just sitting out technicals, and I helped her make $2,700. I think it was one week I helped her make $2,700, and she said I paid her mortgage, and she wasn't able. She didn't know how she was going to pay, and then she got unfurloughed. So she stuck with us and she loves it. She's saying, hey, look, I'm going to learn this eventually. I want to do this full time. But like I've been showing her, like I showed you, Anthony, the power of if you just take pips, smaller pips, and up your lot size, you can make a lot of money, So I'm going to go, that was a little mindset, a little preaching. So if you were to take EU, sorry. She has that going down. You're gonna call that? Yeah, we'll probably call that. here real soon. So I'm gonna go to EuroCat. Did I do EuroCat already? I think I did. Yeah, that's EuroCat. I already did that one. Do I like it? Um, I don't even remember what I said about it, to be honest. No, that was EU. EU for itself. Yeah, we went over this earlier, right? Cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. Let's do gold. Now, gold, as you look on a daily, has been ranging since it shot up in June and July. Really took off and started ranging. Now, this is great. It stayed above this point of origin on the daily. So gold is just ranging. Um, I mean, it's nothing really much more you can say about gold, except it's just ranging. You know, it's just a ranging pair. Me personally, I might call it for you guys, but I wouldn't trade it, especially because the spreads are insanely crazy. So it's ranging right now. I'm not gonna even go over it. I'm not gonna even go over it right now. So let's go with Nas. Nas is one of my favorite pairs. So good old Nas. So I actually didn't call this this morning because Nas, if you guys are trading indices, you have to have the account to do it. But once you start trading, man, oh man, will you make some money doing it? So right here, as you guys can see, I have Nas. I had it, and I'm just gonna go backwards a little bit. I had it in September dropping. It created a lower high situation, and now it's just going down to this area right here. Now my wife just started studying Nas. What did you have it doing? So the wife has it going up. Now it's a good chance that it will go up, but same thing. This thing is ranging. You know, it's starting to look. It's starting to have a trend to reject. It has some rejection on the 50% mark, but it did come down and hit this area. Let's go down to the regular candlestick. Same thing. It hit this area, hit this zone. Okay, move. Yeah, it hit this zone right here. And you can always see what it's doing on a smaller time frame. So look, she said that she had it going up. So if she were to buy it from this zone right here, right, it's a good chance she could be right, but it might be short lived. So, oops, let me go back. Yeah. So it could be short lived, dude. Yeah. And I'm saying if you're gonna do it, I mean, but 2,500 pips is a lot on Nas, so don't get it twisted. That's 2,500 pips. In Europe, it's 255 pips, but it counts as 2,500. So if you were to do $2 on that, um, which you have to have the account for, but you would have made 5,100 bucks if it goes up, like my wife is saying it's going to do. So let's look at Euro NZD. That might be another pair that we might call. Overviews are kind of boring, you guys. So I hope you guys weren't expecting this to be fun. I always tell people, man, trading is a lonely, boring road, but you make a lot of money doing it. So
I think with you, it's kind of like when he plays video games, he like zens out, like, and versus me, if I play video games, I'm like stressed, my hands are sweating, like video games are not fun. for me. But video games calm you. I think what trading does too. It calms you.
Yeah.
They're like very like monotone. You go through.
Yeah, I am very monotone when I go through my pairs, even when I teach it, because trading is actually relaxing for me. You guys, some people stress out about trading. It's like a video game to me, so I don't stress out. So, you guys, I haven't actually looked at this pair in a long time, to be honest. But as you can tell, look, when I did do the pair, look what it did. It shot up. It smashed through my TPs. Okay, so, and that was back in July. So, let's look and see what we think it's going to do this week, you guys. This week is ranging, so you'll be able to. This is the deal, you guys. We're gonna try to call trades for you guys, but just be under leverage, right? Because your risk to reward can screw over your account. Don't go on high risk on these pairs, man. Like,
the market makers and the banks are going to use the election as an excuse. The election doesn't control what the market does, but people's thoughts on election, because you have half the people think it's bad that Trump's the president, half think it's good, half think that Biden's good, half think that's bad. So that's how they use it to manipulate the market. So until whatever's released, it doesn't matter who wins. That's what they're going to hold the market until, and then go based off of that to kind of spike the market and do what they want with it. But with that comes volatility and trends. And we saw this weird post that showed like when a Republican is in office, for some reason the market has been consolidating. And every time there's a Democrat president, it shows the market trending.
yeah, weird.
So not to get political, we don't care who wins, but I mean, a trend would be nice right about now for the market.
Yeah, it showed. So if you do a lot of studying on the markets, what she was saying, just in case you guys didn't hear, whenever there's a Republican in office, the last 2 years of the market starts to range. Whenever there has been a Democrat in office,
one obvious trend.
it's just been a trend on whatever pair it is. So, like she said, we don't care either way. You know,
we're just so excited for next week.
I'm excited for the election, so I can make money. You know, so that's me personally. So
until then, just be smart about it.
Yeah.
Under leverage, and we'll have when we have multiple TPs. It won't always go to those TPs right now, because right now they are ranging the market on purpose. So it's like if be happy with the profits, and under leverage or leverage whatever you think that you need to make the money that you want to make, but know that it's not going to be some one solid push through a TP.
Oh, I go get it here in a second. Yeah, I'm almost done anyway. So real quick, you guys, you can unmute yourselves. Is there a pair that you want me to go over before we before we end? Or you can type it in, whatever you want to do. Is there a place to park in the front? No.
I will say I'm good to go. You covered all the pairs I had questions on, so thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anthony? Trey Anthony Cole, 1 year older. Cole, you there? All right, I'm about to sign off. Oh. Did I mute him again? He probably did fall asleep. Oh.
I was just calling you to tell you it wouldn't allow me to unmute myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just did it. Okay.
I didn't have any pairs I want you to go over, because like I said, I look at on Mondays after the market closes when I usually look at all the pairs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, y'all kind of gave me a start to look for which pairs to look for going into tomorrow.
So what we're gonna start doing, you guys, because we're gonna we're gonna start progressing. You know, as we're growing again, and I'm trading more consistently now. So we're going to have an email where you guys can request some pairs that you want us to look at. And then I'll start doing my volatility report on Tuesday or Wednesday, the like couple of pairs that I'm looking at. Tuesday afternoon. And then I'll probably start doing the weekly overview like every Monday, just every Monday at 2. So yeah, so if you guys like have any the email, I don't know when we're gonna make the email. So right now you can just use the email we already have. I have no idea what that email is. Oh, you guys do. Okay, that's what she said. But if you guys ever have any questions to look over some pairs, go ahead and at the beginning of the week, go ahead and send those pairs out. Now, even if you had a trade that has gone the wrong way, so what I'm gonna do is, just so you guys know, like, and more people start coming over, because we're building this one slowly, this signal group slowly. I don't want everybody in here. I don't care to help everybody. I really don't. But if you guys traded a pair and then after I'm gone over the overview, if it was something you want me to look at, like if you messed up on a trade or something like that, then we can go over it after the overview is done as well. So, and that way, it'll help you, because just so you guys know, I might be a guy that's helping you guys out, but I still have a mentor that I talk to every single week, and he tells me what I'm doing wrong and tells me what I should be doing. So
And when we talked to him, this guy's been trading for like a decade. He's like, the market's not like, he's not even trading.
he's not trading right now. My the guy that mentors me is not even trading at the moment. But if you've seen the type of money he's made up until October, I mean, this dude's making 500,000 1 week.
So they just know to stop trading.
Mhm.
The market's gonna range. This is our first election.
This is my first election year, and just so you guys know, is actually I've been consistently trading and been a profitable trader since July of 2018. Is that right? Yeah. And then consistently since last April. So so I'm still new at this as well, you guys. It's just that I do it full time. This is the only way I get paid. And also with you guys believing in us and stuff like that with the Signal Group. But you know, and I'm starting to get donations on my trading view as well, so that's cool as well. So, but anyway, thank you guys.
More trades will be coming once
Yeah, once the market starts moving and the election starts going, I'm gonna start trading a little bit more. But I just don't want you guys to hurt your accounts. And Mrs.
We've seen people that have groups that are calling signals right now, and of course they're only posting their wins. But we know people are also in those groups that are like, yeah, they're also posting losses as well, posting their wins. But like, there are people that are catching moves. They're also catching stuff that hits stop losses, and we don't want to be that people who are just calling out trades just to call out trades that are hitting.
Yeah, all she's saying
don't.
is that don't get fooled by social media.
So what I realized is when people are posting like their trades or whatever, I'm like, the only people that are really just posting trades are people that scout and people that put in 100 entries at a time. People will put in 100 entries for 5 pips, and that's how they, making that money. But it's not sustainable.
Yeah, you know why you know that? Because you've been actually in the market yourself. And then once you start, seeing, you start seeing people put, they're trading US 30 and they're putting standards in. I mean, that's $10 a pip, and you, right. unless they live in another country, and that's equivalency to $1. But over here, like, just don't get fooled with social media, man. I used to be the person that got fooled by social media. I don't mean by they were scamming. I'm talking about you have a tendency to start counting everybody else's money when you're looking at Instagram and stuff. That's why I'm not really on Instagram and stuff like that, because it's one of those situations where you can get caught up very quickly and be like, man, why aren't I doing that when you have your own journey in this? The more and more you do this, the more and more time you put and effort you put into it, you're going to see that this is a lonely road, and you can't see, or you can't make yourself see, and nobody can make themselves see what you're trying to see, and you can't make me see what you're trying to see, if that makes any sense. So with that, love you guys. Thank you guys for being on. I want to keep this at an hour all the time, and just start going over certain pairs. This will be posted in the app. So if you need to go back over, you need to look over it, just to have reference. You'll be able to do that. And Trey, Amanda's gonna start working on your videos from the course. Okay.
You already know that's what I was about to ask. That's all I want for my birthday.